this is so wonderful, the technology today. We can stream, and people who are not physically here can attend the classes, get the wisdom. That's really cool. There's a big difference between being in person or being at home. And at home you can feel the energy, you can feel the consciousness, because when we're like people at home, when they're paying attention to the class, they're with us in terms of soul experience, because we are at the same place. We are here. Everyone experiences being here. It's the only local place you can be. So the same way that wherever you are here in your experience, they also are here in the experience, so are the same place. And mechanically, we must not get confused. Mechanically, there's geography, there's coordinates, a position in space, and they say time. No, but yeah, space-time. We call it that way because they call it that way. But as a soul, you are here. We are here. So without doing a deep meditation, without the deep meditation, just contemplate it, okay? Now we're going to take a time just to let this sink in. Manajava. The idea of what I understand intellectually, how does it feel? Like some kind of positive integration. What's the emotion of all of this thing that is going on? It's pretty weird. But as a being, as a soul, I experience everything as one event, one phenomenon. How does it feel that everything is not separate?
I felt invisible yesterday when we were practicing Manajari. It was a point where I disappeared. Right?
Cool. That seems like a very personal experience. Because if no one was around you to see you disappear, then it's how you experience it. So what do you mean disappeared? Like you were visually not giving any light? Like we did not see you?
It became everything kind of like white. Like when we were the rock. I was holding a rock, and I was a rock, and I was everything. Then there was nothing.
Cool.
Nothing.
So what you experienced is oneness and vacuity. Okay. And you interpreted it as I became invisible. Well, I understand what you say. But for others, you were there and you disappeared? No, you probably would just sit there. But as an experience, you felt vacuity and oneness at the same time. Usually it's one or the other, but you can have both. Okay? Because you did Manajava, and it removes separation slowly but surely. Okay? So that's pretty cool. I thought it a long time ago, and I forgot the precision of this, but Ma stands for one element, Na stands for the other, H stands for the other, Ja another, Va another, and the final H is vacuity. Okay? And I know that Ja is the water, so Ma is fire, Na is earth, the H is heaven, Ja is water, and Va is the air, like volume. Yeah, so that's it. That's the elements in there. Just for those who are curious, it's not a critical thing. But those who want to split the 5 elements, there's 6 components. Ma, Na, H, Ja, Va, H. The last H is vacuity, emptiness. So that was just for fun to explain that. When I said a few days back, the sounds we say vibrate in a certain way. When you see something big, we say, oh. When something is there, we say, ah. When it's obvious, when you realize something, oh, yeah, ah. That is not absolute throughout the entire planet. That is what humans do purely in nature, but in culture, it can be changed, okay? These sounds can be changed. So the Japanese, when they hurt themselves, they don't say, ah, ooh, because something there feels a lot. Ow. Okay, you go, ooh. It's when you feel something. Ooh. That's impressive. It's feeling is the vowel ooh. So ow is when you hurt yourself more. I is when you hurt yourself a bit. Is there? What the hell? And freaking out and not saying actual vowels is when you really hurt yourself. Okay. But when you just hurt a bit, ow or ouch. Okay, it's the ah, ooh. and then you write O-U-C-H, ouch, but it's ow that you say, okay? In Japan, they say tit, 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 tit. Because you don't have the right to express yourself. You can't move, you can't take space. It's traditional. In the time of samurai, you had to be in order. If you hurt yourself, you just repress everything. If you're happy, you repress everything. If you're sad, you repress everything. So they control, and the T for structure is what they do when they hurt themselves. Tit, 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 tit. Because they're holding it and then comes out as tit. Okay? So that's cultural. The natural sound is ah when something's there. Okay? So we've studied that. So Ma has that vibration just there. So it's universal vibration. It became the Divine Mother because the vibration that is everywhere, that is there, but everywhere, is the Divine Mother, is the Shakti. Okay? Na is nature, it's the tangible, so it's element earth. The first H is the heavens. Okay? The spirit. Then Ja is water. Okay? In Sanskrit, water you say Apsa or you say Jal, because Jal is water. Okay? Apsa is the concept of cohesion that you call water, and Jal is the concept of flowing. Jal, the L is, it's going there. So when there's a stream, it's Jal, okay? We good? And Vai's value, the air. Some of you studied the elements. It's just fun to say all the elements are together as one. So, let's do it for fun. You know these 5 elements that we learn in the Majriya? Because these are the 5 different resources that we use, and then there's Vakuti, from which the elements just came out. There's only one element. And we experience it 5 different ways. So when we say Vishnu is the 5 elements, Vishnu is only one thing. It's everything. There's only one element. There's Vakuti and creation. There's only one element. And we experience it in 5 different ways. This is how, from a separate perception, a separate state of being, we look at variations of the one thing of creation just happened. Okay? So there's only one element. So that's a nice thing to contemplate. When you do Mara Japa, there's one element. Vishnu is the single element, which is all things. Then it is also expressed as Kanakayota, which is an infinite golden light, like the one element before it splits. It's Kanakayota, which is the Vishnu as a resource, Vishnu as an element is Kanakayota. Doesn't matter if you didn't hear these words before, so I'm not going to write them. This is just small talk, and most of them I've had classes with that. So all elements are just one. And that's also part of Manajala. Let's go back to space and time. Try to feel it. There is no time per se. There's only a reference to modulations that are past, are those that we look forward to, or hope, or afraid of, or like everything that we project. Like now is going to become good or shitty or whatever, we project. But there's no future. The future does not exist, okay? And that's a good thing to try to feel. We understand intellectually at one point, now try to feel. Space and time is the same thing. It's reality changing, and you have a reference to that modulation. And the reason why we contemplate this again, just throwing at you 1 minute contemplation, think about this, think about that, so that your mind can start to deconstruct those clocks. You have, now we have a mobile device that helps us to organize everything. There is a chart. When now, as a projection in my mind, not real, in the future, when now will be the 8th of March. Let's do something, okay? If you do the New Age hippie thing of time does not exist, so nothing matters, right? and you stop showing on time at work, where he's going to stop showing on time to pay you. You get it? Okay. So it is extremely wise to organize now, to keep now organized, so that at one point I know that there will be a now. We call it the future. Okay, let's call it by what it is, the future. We just want to remember it's not real. There's only now, and it changes. At one point the sun will rise, I'll have breakfast, and I'll show up to work. Some of us. The others, I don't know how you get your money. It just pops. Like if you were a teenager, you just open the fridge and food is there, right? I don't know how you guys do it, but I have to manage mine. So anyway, now will be a time for everyone to be efficient, to work together. So we get at work at the same time, so the clients know when they can talk to us, so we can do the work, so we can deliver it, so we can organize, okay, sometimes we need to sleep, let's sleep during that period because there's no sun and we see nothing, so let's go, spend that time at night. Let's organize so that structures function. We need to plan ahead, schedule. I'll say, hey, I'm going to give a seminar now, at one of those nows at some point, and it's over. No one shows up for any seminar. We don't reserve venues. We don't buy plane tickets. We have to organize now. It's very important. So it's critical to not use any kind of spiritual wisdom to make you dysfunctional in life. Okay? Because that comes from a denial. I hate reality, so I'll just say that it doesn't matter. Get it? So all of these that are live in the now, here and now, but so much like, the Eckhart Tolle kind of now. Just live now. Nothing else exists. It doesn't matter. Which, at least Eckhart Tolle explains, you still have to organize your life. Okay? And then his teaching is super on the now. And everything that happened in the past is not real anymore. The traumas that you have are not real. Well, they fucking define me. They really do have an impact. Like there's a thing that rises when I get angry that results from a reaction. Yes, my trauma is now. The event that caused it passed. But the trauma is not in the past. The trauma is now. We carry it with us. It is there. The modulation fixed itself. We have the impact of our past. We have also the good memories and the great joys and the super laughing trips we had. You remember any laughing trip you ever had? Can you think of a recent or far laughing trip with your friends? They're real. And you just think about it, and there's a little thing here. Oh, yeah, that's cool, huh? You are living now the laughing trip that is over. Because it left a trace. And you are carrying the joy forever. It is there. That's cool, huh? So it's not just the traumas that you carry with you. It's also the laughing trip and all the love and all these beautiful things. You have so much joy and love inside you all the time. When we do the happy faces and the little red hearts, it's that. All right? Good. Imagine every cell in your body is a happy face. Just breathe. And remember the laughing trips that you had. And your cells are sharing the laughing trips. Yeah, there's a bit of joy there. That's cool, huh? Do you remember hugs from friends and family during events, during parties? Remember the love, you're coming out from home, you're not too drunk, you look back, mom's there in the window, it's like, shit, I love my family. Maybe for you it's not your mom. Just pick someone that you felt that kind of love, like, yeah, and it is still there. So imagine every cell of your body is a red heart, the kind you have at St. Valentine's. It's just, there is love. When I hold my child, for example, there is love. Even in the events that happened in the past, loving, joyful events traumatized us, if you want to call it that way. It left traces, and we carry the potentials. We focus so much on the traumas, the negative suffering, that we forgot that every experience stays with us and we are living them now. We're not living them in the past. Okay, deep breath. Every strong event leaves a trace. And we're not living them in the past, we're living them now. It's part of us. So you want to look at the traumas and the stuff that rob you of your free will. And you want to keep fond memories that you are having now. It's now that you're living the memories, not in the past. In the past is the event that caused that, but now the experience is there. Okay? And it is love outside. So at one point someone can take it away and then it'll hurt you. You know, on and on and on. All right, that's so cool. Okay. It helps to be less dramatic when you look at the world. Oh, everything is so traumatized and violent and aggressive and war and dramatic and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, you just keep looking at that shit all the time. Like I said often in classes of emotional integration, it's critical to do personal growth in any form. Emotional integration is fast. That's why I do it. That's why I built the system that was a sum of what I've experienced that works for me. I validated with thousands of people. It's fast for them too compared to the other techniques, so let's do that. It doesn't mean that emotional integration is the ultimate technique for every therapy. It is not. There are people who are simply not made for that. Okay, those who are mentally ill, they can't focus on the technique itself. Right there, it's over. You know, you've met some of those. Emotional integration takes some kind of intelligence, intellectual capacity to understand and then apply with some, not discipline, but let's say dedication. Some once in a while you do it, you know, and or when an event is really bad, you're dealing with your shit in real life. Then you take 5 minutes in the bathroom alone. Okay, yeah, it really breaks my pride. I'm gonna kill him, but yeah, it's my pride. You know, you know what you do, right? Okay, integration. Let's try to make it work. And then at home, at peace. Oh, what a terrible day that was. I'm not going to kill him, but okay, that was my pride. Now I can take 15 minutes and resolve it, you know. So that's what we do. Emotional integration, do it and do it again. If you only do that, you are going to become so depressed. Because all that you're going to see is the shit that is unresolved. Like I said, do emotional integration, do spiritual practice. Have fun with friends. Lover, cool. Parents, children, essential. Friends is the thing that brings the most joy and peace. It's stable. It's less engaged. You don't have to manage your finances. You don't have to judge them if they don't really believe everything you believe. I mean, friends, it's party time. You have a heartbreak, go see a friend. Don't find another mate. See a friend. It'll be easier. It'll settle down the thing. Then you find another mate because it's cool too, right? But you're having trouble inside, go see a friend. Trouble with your mom or your kids? Or your dad? I don't know why I just say mom. Oh, it's not because I'm a machist and it's always trouble with the mom. It's because I love my mom so much. And I've been speaking to her this morning on the phone. Like, my password doesn't work. I know, Mom. It's the same password you've been using for the last 20 years, so I'm going to repeat it to you, okay? But I've been doing that. I doubt it, but try again. And if it doesn't work, I'll go and see it in 2 weeks. Oh, it's okay. I'm going to wait 2 weeks. And then she's going to spend the afternoon trying to type her password that she knows. But she can't get it right. She types the wrong letters, the wrong numbers. It's like, shit. When your mobile device brings you so much joy because it keeps you in touch with the world, and then you can't use it, it's shitty, right? So I'm thinking about my mom a lot. So mourning, preemptive mourning. I'm gonna mourn now, knowing that it's gonna happen now, but in the future. Okay. So we have to use the words now. We have to use the word past. We have to use the word future. We have to say future. because it makes it easy to talk. Because we do organize the calendars. We do refer to some things that are gone, some things are to come. Okay? So we'll use these words. Just in the training of Manajava, we remember all of this is in our head. It's not real. It's imagination, trauma, and blessings, but it's not actual. Cool? If all you do is emotional integration, you're going to look at all the stuff that you have to resolve, and you are going to evolve and resolve them. But if you do only that, you're going to build the negative vision of yourself. There's always something to resolve. There's always something wrong with me, which is not the case. There never was anything wrong with you. There was normal evolution. Okay? It's just a way to perceive yourself with less judgment, with less, anger, hatred towards yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. There's evolution. There's stuff that denies you happiness. So maybe you want to work on it. Man, this stuff is efficient. Yeah. You happy, guys? Fun? Little talk? Una pequeña charla. Next teaching is coming. I feel it coming. It's happening. Yeah, there's a transcendental moment right now. There's an energy field that just started to rise. I allow it. That's cool. Just validate your chi. If you've never done that, you use imagination to imagine that you're shooting laser from your hands, from your fingers into your hand. You go down to the elbow, and you go back to the hand. You use your imagination and you have to want it, like, yeah, shoot that laser. Just to see if you can feel it. And then the other one. A few times up and down, just to validate, do you feel that energy? Do you feel yours? All right. Some people, after years, some people feel it much more than others. We good? You feel a little thing? Yeah? Is it the first time I see you? I think I saw you in the past. No? Ever? So you're pure newbies. All right. Did you feel some weird thing? Okay, that's your chi, that's your energy. Okay. Usually it takes years to practice and develop in a temple to start feeling energy, but with me, I like it fast, so we do it quickly. Then you can do your qigong and you feel all the movements of energy. It's like it's super cool. All right. So you take your hands like this. And you go wider and wider and wider. You relax the hand. And now you're going to push the energy ball. Push it. Bring it together. Imagine you're pushing some sand, some energy, some density, some mud, whatever. Just push the energy ball. What does it cause? And don't touch your fingers, but get close like this. Make a ball. Do you feel what is in there, the compacted thing? All right. Now you're going to press on it like this, okay? Smaller, 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 smaller. And now you're going to suck it in. Exhale. And the same, it follows the same path as the wasabi shock, but it's cool because it's that channel. It's cool, huh? So you compact energy and just suck it. Just for a movement. But it was your chi that you use, so you don't gain chi when you do that. You don't gain energy. You circulate it. Okay? So it's good for circulation, but it's not going to give you more energy. It's also good for validation. How sensitive I am right now. So you test it. How I am, okay. Oh, right now, do the laser again. You're going to feel it less. because you just use your available chi to make a ball. Oh, and it's coming back slowly, but it's less than before because you compact and now it went back to your system. And after a moment, it'll be available again to you to be used. Cool? You feel the difference? Okay? So when you spend your chi, it's not available anymore and you feel it less. So that's validation. Now that chi is still in you, but it's following the Iga and Pingala, okay, the Nadis yoga people, you know that. And it's going there, and sometimes it connects into the Sushumna, but usually it goes back to the Dantian, and then it will radiate back into your aura, becomes available again. That was just fun chi mechanics, because now that we feel it, let's learn about it, right? So you can do your Tai Chi for years and just be very technical about it, and it works because you're moving your chi, you're moving your body in a certain way. But once you have the consciousness of that energy, basically that energy is consciousness as a substance. That's weird, eh? That's another Mahajava weird thing. Because consciousness is your capacity to be aware. So when you make a ball of consciousness, you're making a ball of your capacity to be aware. But now it's a substance. What the hell? The hell is that? You know? You dig it? Yeah, Mahajava. It's all one. That energy in your consciousness able to feel is the same thing. It's a unified soul experience. It's pretty fun. Weird stuff, eh? Weird stuff. Energy's working right now. So that's why I'm just talking, keeping you in a feel of that. Again, to validate your sensitivity, I'm going to go like this and ask Vishnu to be with me in this one and just see how the chi goes. Good. Some bounces back, but usually it's good. It's okay. All right. It's flowing well. There's a movement like this in the room, you know. A lot of Reiki practitioners feel their energy after years, sometimes for a month. Reiki is one of those efficient ways to start feeling. Tai Chi and Qigong is super slow. It's got health benefits, extraordinary health benefits. It repairs your inner ear, your kidneys. It brings you balance. It's super good. But the feeling of it comes later. Reikiists are literally like, I'm putting my hands like this and I'm trying. You know, so at one point they start to feel it because they focus on the immediate streaming of the energy. And it's not just in their head. Those who are just in their head, I imagine a white light, it's so mild. But those who are incarnate, you can feel their energy. They do the Reiki, it's like, wow. They're transmitting, you know, it's affecting you. And Reiki does that, trains you faster. Another thing that trains you even faster is we took the time to feel emotions this morning and yesterday and the day before. And your soul go, oh, now we feel, okay. Because it doesn't classify, you feel happy, you feel sad. Like, I want to repress the anger. But what you're saying to yourself is, I don't want to feel. So you stop feeling. When you start feeling again, accepting I have feelings, I will feel them. I will manage them responsibly. I will be in charge. I will not dramatize, but I will accept to feel how I feel and try to resolve it, try to forgive, try to be good, try to understand. And then you start to get better. It's time for a little moment of darkness. We're good? You have been sad about something. Oh shit, I can use my mom thing this morning. Let's do this. I'm going to use my own thing. You use your own thing. You have been sad lately. Not a bomb sad, not like a heartbreak, I'm going to lose my mind kind of thing, but a sad event. Think about it. Replay the movie in your mind to remember a moment of sadness. Breathe it and feel it. The more you feel an emotion, the more it loses power over you. Because being conscious of it dissolves its carapace, its surface. Once in a while, take a deep breath, but not all deep breath, just once in a while. What am I losing? I'm sad of something. What did I lose? What am I losing? A loved one? Did I lose an attachment? Did I lose money? Did I lose my pride or my face? My value in society? What did I lose? My self-importance? Did I lose love? If it's a loved one? Embrace the abandonment. Embrace the emptiness that comes from that. Give your right to feel the loss and mourn. This heals you. Your soul only wants to get through the experience. So feel it. At a later time, we'll talk about what you should do to rectify the situation if you have to. Some situations, it's over. It's a past experience. It's gone. All you have to do is mourn. So accept the mourn. Accept the loss. There will be an emptiness inside you, an abandonment. And it's fine. Give yourself a chance to mourn. And that powerful potential of sadness is losing power because you're accepting it and embracing it. And your consciousness dissolves it. The energy that was invested in a trauma turns back into available consciousness. I'm explaining what it does, but you don't have to pay attention to that. Just feel it. And naturally, your consciousness will dissolve some of that pain. Just keep going. It's going well. Just remember a moment where you were sad and accept to feel it. I know it's a shitty practice. It's one of the unpleasant moments, but it really liberates you. So let's have a bit of courage and remember that moment where we're sad. Lately or 10 years ago, just a big sadness we still have. And mourn. Just lose. Abandonment. Preemptive mourning or mourning that should have been done a long time ago, but you're doing it now. If you need to play the movie in your mind, like play the story of what happened, do it. If you don't do it. Just remember a time of sadness. Just another 2 minutes, okay? Just to go to this abandonment, this emptiness, this pain. And breathe into it. Feel it. Feel the emotion of the abandonment. And mourn. You lost it anyway. It's too late. So lose. Lose intentionally. Accept. Let it go. it's gone. It's too late. That is emotional integration. That's what we call emotional integration. You pick an event, you remember in your intellect the story so that it will reawaken the emotion. Feel it. The emotion is still there because it's not mourned yet. So you just live it. And it loses power over you. It will make you react less. You'll feel more peace. But you just have to mourn for a moment. And it takes a bit of time. How long have you been carrying that? It might take a few minutes to dissolve it, right? That's how it is. You just feel it. And it is a non-pleasant practice at the start. Then it becomes fun. Because you're liberated. Right? Alright, good. Deep breath, everyone. Now we do a vocal breath. You want to make that sound, alright? Because you want to let go of some shit. Please come. You're not disturbing anyone. Thank you. And it is completely acceptable not to do the sound if I say. There's always 2-3 people in the back that don't do it. You're free. Freedom is absolute, okay? We talked about this. You do nothing just because I say it. You do it because you want to experience it. That's very important. Because I don't have the infused truth. I just have stuff to share. Then you do what you want, okay? If you're so ashamed, because this is weird of doing like anyone else, think that there are other people so ashamed of what you think of them, they don't care about you. Okay? They don't give a shit what you're doing right now. But you accept where you are. Okay? Which brings us to another shitty practice. And she just walks in. Okay. Did you ever follow class of emotion? I've seen you a while. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to shitty practice. You just walk in.
Yeah, we're following through the phone right now.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So you're not like out of nowhere someone, but I remember her, but I remember these girls and I never saw them before. So, it's like the Chinese. You all look Mexican. I'm just kidding, okay? Oh, do you still feel some of that mass from the sadness? We're laughing, we're talking, but there's this little chunk. It's normal. Just because it's not all done. But it's okay. Let's do a vocal breath again. Good. Emotional integration is you pay attention to your emotions and you feel it. If it's just in your head, you're going to be paying attention to your reaction. Intellectually is, I still want to kill the fucker, Emotionally, or I'm so sad that she's gone, or that he's gone. It's just how you react to the event of your life. But to go feel it is, okay, now how do I feel about that? And the more you pay attention with your emotion alive, the more your consciousness processes it. And this is what the soul wants to go through. I want to taste that experience so I can finally understand it. We're seekers of wisdom. And we don't gain wisdom by listening to the guy in front. We gain wisdom by experiencing it. You don't gain wisdom because I tell you. I tell you so I can guide you. The wisdom you gain yourself by doing the practice, by playing with your chi, by going into your guts and feeling the crappy moment. That gives you the wisdom, oh shit, this is life. And then the ball is gone eventually. Okay? But you feel better immediately. You feel lighter. Okay? Now we're going for a conflict of conversation. You're talking to someone, you're convinced that you're right, the other's convinced that they're right, Go back to that aggravating moment. It can be recent, it can be far, it can be with your lover about the budget and how we're going to spend the money. that's useful. That there's a lot of those. But it can be, co-workers, boss, friends, family. It can be anything, okay? Look at how you feel. That need to be right. I'm not saying you should be wrong. No. I want you to realize it does a pressure in the forehead. I don't know if you feel it, but it just goes gang. Okay? So it neutralizes your frontal lobe. Therefore, you have no more power to choose when you need to be right. Okay? What is the emotion behind? That's a hard trick, because your mind, because of the need to be right in a conversation, in an arguing, it goes up and forward. So what happens if you go back and down? How do I feel in that conflict? What am I losing? And you'll see that there's a force still want to go up and forward into the other space. Look at that force. It's pulling you like motherfucker, okay? You see how much effort it takes to just, okay, I'm back. How does it feel to be in conflict? Do I really like to be in conflict? Being right is a cause of suffering. Being wrong is also a cause of suffering. So we're fucked either way, okay? It doesn't mean you should be wrong. That's not a technique. I just want you to realize, look at the anger that you keep inside and is pushing you out in projection, in reaction. And then your frontal lobe is dysfunctional. You can't think straight. All you see is winning and destruction. Pull back. How do I feel? Am I really happy investing so much effort in anger? We're still not resolving the conversation. We're not talking about the solution. We're not. We're doing a process to admit to ourselves with humility, do I really do enjoy that pressure I'm putting? The more you're stuck in the anger, the more you want to be angry. And life will not punish you because you were angry. Your anger punishes you. You're punished by the anger, by the projection forward, by the destruction that you want for the other's argument. So you go back, down in your guts. I'm not at peace. Of course, in the mind, the pride says, I still have to win that argument. Oh yeah, I get it. We'll talk about it later. I want you to realize it's not just irritating, it's problematic. It causes nervous breakdowns, stress accumulation, pressure, depression, insomnia, anxiety crisis, to stay stuck right here. Because everything like here is denied existence. I'm not saying you should not win that argument. I'm just not talking about that. I want you to realize the consequence of that energy you invest in being right and doing it in a destructive way. I want to dissuade you from doing it again. I want to make you realize the stress and the health consequence it has. Breathe it. But if I don't win the argument, what will happen if you don't win the argument? You will lose the argument, eh? Good. Lose. Go ahead and lose. Oh my God, your pride, eh? I can't lose. I get it. I can't lose. Because if I lose, I'm going to lose. And lose is not win, like win, lose, you have points. Lose is you had something and you lose it, like your parents die, your money is gone. Lose is it leaves an emptiness. You know, when you want to win an argument, it's not like winning a game of cards where you don't really win. It was just fun. I win. I have more points than you. No, when you lose an argument, there's a loss. There will be an emptiness, an abandonment, a rejection from the other who won. Not because he's right, because we know he's wrong, but because he spoke louder and he had more time to hate me than I had to hate him. Okay? Sometimes it's like that. An argument is not based on who's right. It's based on the one that has the more energy to destroy the other. Until one just says, I can't do this anymore. And if you were right, you are still right, but you lost. And if you're wrong, you're still wrong. And you still lost or you won. That doesn't matter. Do you understand? You will lose. So the first thing to do when you want to win an argument is outside, apply justice, what makes sense, be responsible as a human. But inside, lose it. What must I mourn to be at peace again? And then if your arguments are good, and if the other makes sense, you'll have what you want anyway. And if the other is pesado, regardless any effort you put, you're not going to have it anyway. So when you're having an argument, look at all the pressure that goes up and forward. You're going to have what you want if you are responsible and do what you believe is right in a just manner to get what you're supposed to have. But emotionally, be ready for not having it. It's like, it's okay. Worst thing is going to happen is I'm going to mourn something. Pride and greed. I can't lose because my pride is in the way, and I must win because my greed wants it. It's not greed, Maha. It is owed to me. Yeah, I get it. According to human standards, but according to nature, paychecks don't exist. According to nature, it's you fight for your resources and you try to survive. But then don't be a victim. Don't use emotional integration to become a victim. Oh, all I have to do is lose and, like that's it. No. Then you have to be proactive. You have to go and see, okay, what can I do to have the joy that I want to have? What can I do to organize my life to have the life I want to have? Like I said, if you only do emotional integration, all you're going to see is that you're always having something wrong to resolve, and you're still not good, and you're never going to be working to manifest what you want. So you have to do the therapy inside to grow and to realize that your pride is fucking you up severely. And when you have a moment of pride, it's okay, this is my pride. Nonetheless, what can I do in a responsible, legal way? And if I can be compassionate to others, even better, to have what I want. Because having what you want is not narcissist, it's not egocentric, it is self-love. If to have it you need to rob someone else, that's narcissistic. This is egocentric. How do you say the word narcissistic? That's the way to say it? Okay, I was like narcissist. See, it's like a Scrabble, you just take the letters, but they're all one. Not a Scrabble. Narcissist. All letters are one. All right, we're good? Nice little lesson? All right. Winning an argument is not important. What is important is, what can I do in a responsible way to get what I want? If you have to be destructive about it, it's like someone who says, these guys who did it to you, you should sue them for all the troubles that you had for years. To which I replied, what will be the cost on my nervous system to be right about something? What will be the cost on my nerves, the energy to fight? If it's to get back $100 million. I'm going to get those lawyers. All right? Do you understand? But for a handful of change, I mean, it's not a handful of change. It's more, it's not even for money. It would be just to have them say, a judge say, they were wrong and you were right. Ha. Emotional damage. Okay? You get it? And then there's money. All right. So basically, in that lawsuit, I'd win. I'm pretty sure I would. There would be money coming in my way. But I would have spent a bit of money and have a lot of stress and fight. Okay, so what if I invest the same amount of energy and build another product and sell it, and that energy converts into that some money, but no insomnia involved? Do you understand? It's all about the ego wanting to validate its position in society, its pride, its value as a being. You are worth nothing. Oh, that's evil to say, yeah? Because value does not exist. There is no worth to existence. You exist, it is a fact. What can you do to make it fun and happy? That's it. But the value, the validation from others to tell you how great you are, yeah, it's because you feel so lonely and abandoned that you need someone to justify you exist. That's taking all your loneliness inside and giving it in the hand of society, and now you have to fight for them to say, yes, okay, I'll love you, but fuck off, you know. Here's your money. I won. Yeah, our value in society. We're not worth shit. It sounds so bad. Value does not exist, so there's none to gain. But validation is because we feel lonely. We want to feel someone says, yes, you matter to me. And if you move at the speed of life, you don't matter anymore. You energy. When a word game works only in English, it's not a valid wisdom. There was a spiritual master in Spanish. I think it's Mexican. And he would do word games with words. Like in the English, like God, dog. You know, and they start to do it was like a wisdom like that. But Dios, perito doesn't work, right? So he built a lot of wisdom, but based on word games and stuff. Well, if it only applies to your language, it means it's not universal. Therefore, it's not good wisdom. Your wisdom must not depend on something so limited as someone's cultural background or language. But like any metaphor, they have flaws. So he does it, it's good for Spanish. All right. But you can explain the same thing in a universal way that doesn't require a word game. Unless it's in Sanskrit or Hebrew. Sorry about that. I had a little biological requirement in my body. We're good? We're happy? It's cool, man. Today, shitty moment, great moment, shitty moment. Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was not fun. Oh, that was, my God, what's going on here, right? Do you still feel the ball here? The emotions we awaken? Okay, let's do a little shitty one again. All right, a few minutes, okay? Last time you hurt yourself bad, but not enough to go seek medical help. It's a physical thing. There was an emotional response. But you hurt yourself physically. It does hurt, right? Just look at it. Just feel it. I mean, thank God pain is in the past, right? But you remember the event and there was a reaction. Oh, so it's not such a bad one because we're not physically hurt right now. Remember how you reacted? For a moment, everything was about that pain. Like if you were planning a session with your friends, if you were, preparing popcorn to one, like the popcorn ceased to exist for it's like, oh my God, it was just that. and it's there, and you remember the physical and emotional reaction, and also mental. It goes through all your planes, and it seizes you in the intensity of that. Do you remember that? Okay. When you hit your little toe or your knee on a table, all of you goes into a defense about that because you have to survive, okay? Now, look at how the process happens in your body, and it will go into your heart and in your mind. This is what happens in your emotional plane when you hit your knee or your little toe on an emotional table leg. When you have an event in life and one of your emotional organs impacts, basically one of your desires, one of your hopes, one of your dreams, impacts a hard enough object you did not expect, and you have the same explosion of reaction. You see that? You feel it? Can you realize it? Your entire system becomes about that event, and nothing else matters. That is just, it's not a hard lesson. It's just an example for you to realize, wow, bam, that impact. When it's an emotional event, when you learn your brother's doing something crazy and it hurts you, you know. When you learn your mom just fell and she's at the hospital. You know, when you learn, like when an event happens and it's like a golpear el mueble emocional. Same kind of thing, okay? Deep breath. Now let's do a vocal breath. All right. So this little blurb was to explain, admit to yourself, you have these explosive moments at every plane. It's not just physical. But your body is something you can't deny. It's easy to see. In your mind, you don't really realize it. Actually, when we have one of those in our mind, we don't even see it. We're so much in reaction that our mind is too busy projecting anger than realizing it's doing projection. Because projection is made of ignorance. Projection is made of your consciousness is not involved in there, so that consciousness is not available to realize what is going on inside. It just goes all out. Since it's outside, it's not in. Okay? And we have a shock and everything exists about, this is terrible and I have to do something for the pain to stop now. You know, the same as when you hurt yourself, your elbow, your knee, or whatever. It is the same. That emotional pain has to stop now. And your liver, not your liver, your lover. Your lover did whatever it did. Or maybe it's your liver, I don't know. Your lover did whatever they did, and it has to stop now. So you need to convince your lover now that it has to change. So you can't wait for them to think about it and see and make a choice. It's so you shout. Now you try to impose yourself. The same way that you absolutely, you have to rub it. You have to try to find a way for the pain. It has to stop. Emotionally, it has to stop. So like whatever. So you even lose your morality. You lose your sense of respect, your compassion, your sense of responsibility. It has to stop. And then the consequences of what you said, the words you used when you said it, you know. Yeah. I mean, you just stubbed your toe. It has to stop. You know, and walking all crooked. And so emotionally is the same thing. Okay. So I just wanted to show you this little aspect inside you that is useful. Okay, we're like that emotionally too. Good. Nice little charla. That's a nice little class we had today. It's 12. We have time. Okay, see you at 3. Okay, we take 3 hours. I realize The stuff I teach is super intense. It gets deep inside you. We got newbies around. If I keep pushing, like, we need time to digest on every level. This kind of thing. When I started teaching the Mahajriya, we started class at 7 a.m. We finish at 11 p.m. 9 days in a row. Little breaks to eat and go pee, and just a bang, bang, bang. You know, super intense. Remember that, huh? Funky times. Carlo was like, yeah, we're super happy. That's the time I needed to train a lot of masters very fast. Now we have enough masters to answer all the people around the world who want to study that stuff. So I can teach for everyone to have the time to digest and evolve. And actually, it's working fine. It works great. So all right, see you in 3 hours. Peace.